Devin Nunes is unbelievably part of the so-called Intelligence Committee. And he was supposed to not be involved in this investigation, but he finds himself at the top of it anyway, supposedly looking to Donald Trump, but in fact doing the opposite, covering for him. So he writes this partisan hack memo saying, oh yeah, it's the Rosenstein's fault, who's deputy attorney general, it's the FBI's fault. They got a FISA warrant on Carter Page, and they shouldn't have been. He was part of the Trump team. Carter Page, all the way back in 2013, was investigated because he was coordinating with a Russian spy. He was doing that well before Trump decided to run for office, or anybody knew that Trump was going to be a relevant person, let alone president. So did the deep state secretly know that Donald Trump was going to be president and set up Carter Page to work with a Russian spy back in 2013? I mean, this is lunatic conspiracy theories. Okay, anyway, Nunes writes this partisan memo. Now the Democrats are like, no, don't publish it, And now Adam Schiff, who's the co-chair of that committee, obviously he's in the minority party there, comes out in the House Intelligence Committee and says, no, because of some technicalities, he changed the grammar in some of the parts of the memo after they had voted, and that's why they shouldn't put it out. No, that's a terrible strategy by the Democrats, as usual, terrible. Don't argue over grammar. Your fundamental mistake is saying, oh, don't release the memo, as if the memo is actually important. No, you should go in the opposite direction. So as usual, I'm going to give Democrats advice because they don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay, so here's what Democrats should say. Release your stupid political memo. What difference does it make? Nunes was on Trump's transition team. He's clearly covering for Trump. This is not written by any intelligence agency. This is not written by anything official. It's written by partisan Republicans who are trying to protect Trump. It's trash. Print it, make it public, and then throw it in the garbage. By the way, we also wrote a partisan one, refuting the things that they've said, but they won't even allow us to release that. And then we'll release that a week later. Who cares? Here, I'll release it right now. Who cares? It's all, the Republicans say this, the Democrats say that. It has no validity. That's point one. You're overhyping it by trying to fight its release as if it's like a real thing. It's not actual intelligence. Okay, it comes from Nunes. It's inconceivable that it would have anything to do with intelligence. Okay, point number two is, hey, snap out of it. Try not to call them names. It's hard. The real way that you attack the Republicans on this is, why are you guys against cops? And it's true. FBI, they're the top cops in the country. Why do you hate cops? Why don't you just let them do their job? What are you, guilty? I mean, I've been hearing from Republicans my whole life that if you're not guilty, you don't have anything to worry about. Why, are you guilty? Look, Democrats support cops. Apparently Republicans don't. Was that complicated? Was that hard? That's so freaking easy. And it has the benefit of being enormously true. It has a second benefit of being enormously popular. Here, let me show you the polls. So, do you support an independent FBI? We're Americans, so the answer is 61-19. Of course we do. You got 61% on your side. Among Democrats, isn't this funny? Democrats support the FBI and being independent of the president more than Republicans do. I guess Democrats are now the law and order party and the rule of law party. Independents are massively in favor, 60-15. Those are great numbers. Independents are the most important because they swing elections. And Republicans don't like rule of law as much as the rest of the country. And I guess they dislike cops more than the rest of the folks in the country. But they're still positive, 47-33. You're winning even among Republicans and by a decent margin. Here, I'll give you one more. The public sees the FBI as an independent agency. This is according to a YouGov poll. An independent agency, not necessarily one loyal to any incumbent president. Public support for the independence of the agency as a whole was even more clear. Just 13% said the FBI should be loyal to the president, including just 24% of Republicans. Democrats, if you got 3/4 of Republicans on your side, let alone all the rest of the country, and you still can't fight on those grounds, please retire. Why don't you frame it as these guys are against law enforcement? no, but there was a grammatical mistake and then they didn't vote again. So they shouldn't release the memo because God help us if they do. Whoa, that memo is really damaging. They're so bad at this. Can I do your messaging for one day, just one day? Or get Kyle Kalinske to do it. Just somebody with any sense at all. How is this for a message? We're pro-cops. That's hard, that's hard. You know, Black Lives Matter gets all this crap from conservatives and Fox News and all that stuff because their word cops are killing innocent African Americans. Meanwhile, Republicans are trying to stop cops from investigating crooks. And somehow they're more pro-cops? That doesn't make any sense at all. The job of cops is to investigate crooks. No, if you're against the cops doing that, you're for the crooks.
You just watched the video by the Young Turks, the home of the revolution. If you'd like to get the full show, come join us and become a member. tytnetwork.com/join.